friends, welcome to LifeStream Live with Angie. We are still kicking off the month of May, and as known as the National Americans Month. And today we have Donna Duran, who is the Director of Marketing, and Veronica Gober, the Menu Systems Dietitian with Trio Community Meals with us. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Donna, we're going to go ahead and start off with you, and I'd like for you to tell us about Trio Community Meals and the involvement under the Older Americans Act.
Absolutely, Angie, and thank you for inviting myself and Veronica to join you today. So a little bit about Trio Community Meals. For over 50 years, Trio Community Meals has focused on providing older adults with nutritious meals, along with promoting socialization and promoting the health and well-being of older adults. These services, as you know, enable at-risk older adults to age in place at home. Trio prepares fresh meals each day. Our meals are packaged for safe delivery, then delivered to senior centers and the homes of homebound older adults. At Trio, we operate over 75 central kitchens in 30+ states throughout our nation. Each Trio team operates with the belief that along with our clients, we can abolish senior hunger and eliminate isolation in our communities. It is this passion that fuels every team member to rise early to prepare fresh foods that provide the critical nutrition to this vulnerable population. For each Trio client we serve, we implement a custom approach based on menu development, meal production, and logistics. Our custom approach meets all state, federal, and local nutrition guidelines, as well as rigorous safety protocol. Additionally, Trio promotes health and well-being under our wellness platform entitled Be Well. Each month, Trio focuses on a central topic important to the well-being of older adults. We share impactful nutrition handouts, nutrition tips, as well as host virtual culinary and nutrition events.
Which is very important, very, very important to go out. I know though that, with the meal program and everything, and as you talked about the menu development and the process of that, can you elaborate a little bit more though, how that starts off?
Absolutely. So with the menu development process, as I said before, we create a unique solution for each client and community we serve because we're committed to providing seniors with meals that they'll savor. A dietitian at Trio creates a menu for each client, not only on compliance with nutrition standards and menu policy, but on a balance in variety, color, eye appeal, texture, flavor, and incorporating seasonal ingredients and regional taste. And additionally, we account for preparation methods such as baked, broiled, grilled, and sauteed, along with transportation requirements. We want meals to arrive at peak freshness and quality as long as safe temperatures. Our initial menus are reviewed with the LifeStream representatives and adjusted if needed. We firmly believe that LifeStream's involvement in menu planning will create the best program to nourish the adults in the Muncie and surrounding communities. New menus are introduced at least 4 times a year to keep our menus fresh with new items. We have holiday and special events menus, which are very popular. And at LifeStream, we offer chef-inspired meals about every 3 weeks. These meals typically are new menu items or theme meals. And some of our past chef-inspired menu items included chicken shawarma, calypso chicken, a sesame ginger pork, and a Santa Fe chicken with lentils. And Trio is truly delighted to prepare these new menu items that the seniors savor.
Wow, that's great. Veronica, as Donna was talking about though, is the specific meal guidelines, which are also known as the DRIs, and though that the program must follow. What are those guidelines?
Well, Angie, so all Title 3C funded meals, they must meet the dietary guidelines. So a meal must provide 1/3 of the dietary reference intake for older adults. And this is defined by the National Academy of Sciences, and it also complies with the 2010 dietary guidelines for Americans. So our computer software allows us to set the dietary guidelines for vitamins and minerals, and it's set up for the older adults who are 70 plus years of age. So, with that said, each state has their own specifications when we're talking about vitamins and minerals. So for example, like the state of California has like a sodium reduction initiative. So on a weekly average, our sodium cannot exceed 750 milligrams. There in Indiana, your requirement there is on a weekly average, it doesn't exceed 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So there's some, like I said, some different specifications, and also with vitamin C and vitamin A. But it's important for us to follow these older American dietary guidelines because it helps us to ensure those high quality and nutritionally complete meals. And under Title 3C, this also means that the meals are prepared and served under safe and sanitary conditions in a manner that is more cost effective.
Sure. Yeah. And that's what, I know though that it is very important for us to, follow these guidelines to assure though that, our older adults are receiving the proper nutrition, lesser sodium, try to keep on that, that proper path, for the best quality of life. Why is it more, coming from you though, as being the dietitian, why is it really important though to follow the older American dietary guidelines?
Well, as mentioned, it really does ensure that we have those high quality and nutritionally complete meals, but we also need to follow the meal pattern or a menu pattern so that we're also incorporating the different food components. So we are offering a protein, a vegetable, a fruit, a bread or a grain, and also of course a milk. But it also does help us to ensure we're doing that color and optic appeal as well.
And then that's very important because the more appealing the meal is, the more intrigued, an individual will want to eat it. I know in some of the previous, demonstrations I have done with food and everything is always trying to keep it colorful, have your reds and your yellow peppers in there, your broccolis, just spice it up, and just make it more appealing because again, that's your healthy eating, and that's definitely going to keep you wanting to go back for more of the healthy eating.
Agreed.
I know individuals complain about a lot of the legumes, but legumes is full of fiber. It's full of protein. So how do you guys go about, being creative with the beans and the legumes and everything?
I would definitely have to fit that into when we look at textures and consistencies. Sure. Because they do have their own set of texture. If they're cooked properly, then they're not going to be too mushy. But it is definitely goes along with the plant-based proteins that I think that's been a huge initiative in the last couple of years of trying to get in more plant-based proteins. When we're looking at cardiology, other chronic diseases as well. But yeah, the legumes, and there's such a variety, and I think it's fun, but I mean, like, what do we have, Donna? We have those black trays. So when we put in a black bean, they kind of disappear. So it's unfortunate. So we have to kind of be creative, and we're looking at other types of legumes that we can put in there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I attended, although, we are still, many of us are working remotely, but, LifeStream is providing curbside meals currently. And so one day though, I did go out and I videoed and did a LifeStream live. So that way they could see, the Trio truck and also how, the process of that goes. And just seeing the meal packs and how everything was provided, and they looked great, very colorful, and obviously, meeting all of the DRIs that is required. And many individuals don't understand though why we serve what we serve, but the reasoning is though, is because it does fall back behind, the Older Americans Act, and assuring though that, the older adults are receiving the proper dietary supplements that they need. So it's definitely a great program. You know, and there's always a reasoning for us to be doing what we're doing. And so that's, you know, most importantly, why I wanted you ladies to join with us, you know, because with it being the month of May and the Older Americans Month, the theme is communities of strength. And with the TRIO program helping us provide nutritional meals, you are definitely helping everyone meet that mission of communities of strength. So yes, thank you ladies for being here. So let's talk some more. Donna, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say we're really truly honored and humbled to be able to do that. And you know, one of our hopes is that if you can let TRIO prepare the meals and use our expertise in menu planning, you know, in partnership with you, then you can focus on other actions that LifeStream, you know, wants to achieve, other endeavors and initiatives. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So as far as behind the scenes, though, with the menu planning and everything, how many dietitians are actually looking at the menus and trying to build these up for LifeStream services?
So I'll answer that one. So we find it best to have one dietitian to work with each client. Our dietitians do come together and collaborate on new menus and items. And we have a corporate executive chef Mario Reyes, and he will introduce new menu items that he works on. So a couple of months ago, we had a huge initiative to add some more ethnic themed meals, you know, some Mediterranean, some Asian inspired meals. And so he rolled those out within the last month or two. So you should be seeing some of those, because that's a huge request that we get from multiple clients that we have. Yeah, sure. No matter the region in the United States, was to have some more ethnic themed meals. And prior to that, Chef Mario created some, you know, standard, you know, favorites, comfort food is what I would say, of, you know, Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes. And he took those and lowered the sodium in those without reducing taste and texture, which was really very important. So some of those. And the chicken shawarma item that is on the chef inspired menu, it comes from the ethnic menus that Chef Mario created a couple of months ago. Yeah, that he just rolled out. So whereas, but we have a team, Veronica, of 12 dietitians, 14 dietitians?
Yeah, we're at 12. We're at 12 dietitians. Yeah. So TRIO definitely does hire the dietitians. So but we're also able to give supports to the facilities and the unit managers, because we also have our ServSafe certifications. So we're also able to go through travel, look through the different accounts and make sure that everything is, you know, sanitary, doing kitchen audits as well. So we do help out on that operation side too. So they do use our many talents.
That's great. Now, I know also, you know, one of the goals is when we are able to get out, I want to be able to go to TRIO building in Muncie and be able to do, you know, a LifeStream live of the operation of actually the meals being packed up, because it's a process and a half, you know, trying to, you know, get that food all prepped up, especially if you are doing a majority of it from scratch, and then, you know, packaging it all up. And one thing I did notice when I talked before with an individual from TRIO, you guys use the Oliver machine, which is wonderful because that helps expedite the process a little bit as far as the packaging. But yeah, the packaging is very important, you know, as it goes out, and also making sure though that the meals are maintaining the proper temperatures, you know, and for everything. So yeah, I'm very excited to be able to go over there and, you know, and to be able to do a live feed of that, because like I said, you know, it's always great for our community, for our viewers to be able to see, you know, the action and the behind the scenes of how everything is going out, and how important it is. So
I look forward to that. Those operations run very very organized and smoothly. It's amazing. I'm always amazed at what our operations teams can do every day. So yes, exactly what you said. It's the attention to detail One of the things when you talked about the proper temperature is something that that we've done, since the pandemic impacted, the way that we do business and our lives, obviously, is that we enhanced our rigorous safety protocol. We already had a very strict safety protocol. So there's double temperature checks, before meals leave the kitchen, their temperature checks when meals are delivered. But as the CDC and local, state, and federal levels came out with new information about the COVID-19 virus, we quickly modified and enhanced our rigorous safety protocol already. So we want everybody to know that that safety is at the utmost important to us.
Yeah, most definitely. And we do appreciate that, because obviously, it's been well over a year, and I think it's going to go on a little bit longer, but the priority is making sure everything is going out smoothly, but most importantly, our older adults are being taken care of, to the best of our abilities. So, yeah, perfect. So ladies, what else do we have to share with our viewers, as we are talking about, the Older Americans Month and with Trio Community Meals? What else can you share with us?
Well, something that that I think is really important, and we've talked about this a little bit before, Angie, you and I offline, is our nutrition education that we provide to older adults. So, a part of the Older American Act is to promote health and well-being, because we know that as this at-risk population, that their health and well-being is important for them to be able to live at home independently. And that's what we're all striving for. So something that Trio does is each month we provide LifeStream with nutrition handouts. We have a handout, and we also have an infographic as well. And so, and we take that monthly theme we have, and we also post nutrition tips on our Facebook and Instagram page. And then we also host Veronica and myself and Chef Mario host a virtual culinary and nutrition event each month. So, for example, in the month of May, we're focusing on moving more, because we know that physical activity impacts so many things in our lives and our ability to, as we age, to live at home independently. So I would encourage everybody to go to the Trio Facebook page, and you can watch our monthly Be Well events. And they usually last about 20 minutes, so you can watch them at your leisure and download them. And look for our nutrition tips. We post about 2 or 3 nutrition tips a week, and they tie into that center theme. So, like I said, in May, we are focusing on moving more. In June, we will focus on brain health in regards to Alzheimer and dementia that we know impacts us, the older adults that we're serving. So there are some diet, protocol that we can follow that may delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease. So yeah,
Perfect.
I always like that one too. So.
Definitely, yeah. No, and that's great, yeah, because it is very important, for viewers, caregivers, anyone though that is watching, to definitely, connect with Trio Communities on Facebook and watch, get some of that information to try to help better, every individual, even if it's just for ourselves. It's great to have that information. So thank you for putting that out there. That's wonderful.
Well, there are some states that do participate where the dietitian will do nutritional assessments on some of the participants, so we can identify those that may be at risk. And we do work with the social worker to kind of reach out to those individuals as well. And there are some clients and some accounts that have therapeutic diets. So I know that you do over there. You have a diabetic and a low sodium therapeutic diets. So that's something that you guys are offering.
Great. And that was another question that I was going to ask, was about therapeutic meals, about those being provided and everything, because as we know that's very important and critical for some individuals as well. So thank you for touching on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, All right. Well, ladies, is there anything else that you would like to share about Trio Community Meals, or, you know, anything that is coming up in your world?
I think we've touched upon pretty much everything. We would welcome the opportunity to come back another time.
Definitely, yes.
And we appreciate you and being able to be a partner with you to serve the community.
Thank you. Thank you. No, we definitely would love to have you back and do some more, you know, informational tips throughout the different months and everything, you know, especially since we are trying to theme these out. As you mentioned, you know, for brain health, and, you know, July we have independence, and maybe some cooking demonstrations would be great too. You know, because those are always great, you know, especially cooking for one, you know, or maybe preparing and freezing meals, you know, because many times, you know, we're always in a hurry and need that information of how can we prepare a meal and freeze it for a couple of days, you know, and move forward. So yeah, that would be great. I would love to have you ladies back on.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you. So, all right, friends. Well, we do have Donna Doran and Veronica Gober from Trio Community Meals. And thank you again, ladies, for joining me and, you know, talking about how the process is with Trio Community Meals and the dietary guidelines, and also helping us kick off the month of May for National American Older American Month. Sorry about that. So otherwise, LifeStream friends, you know, keep looking on Facebook, go to our webpage to see what we have going on in LifeStream world, connect up with Trio Community Meals to, you know, get some of their healthy nutritional tips and watch their videos that's going on. But until next time, stay safe and be well.